Hi, so going ahead, the next type of bituminous material that we're covering is asphalt. Now, what is asphalt? Asphalt is basically a mechanical mixture of inert matter like alumina, lime, silica, and asphaltic bitumen. Okay, it's primarily black or brownish black in color. Okay, it remains in solid state at low temperatures and becomes liquid at 50 degrees to 100 degrees. If you remember, the temperatures that bitumen melts at is somewhere in the range of 130 to 175 degrees, whereas asphalt will melt at 50 to 100 degrees centigrade. Okay. Now, next is properties of asphalt. It's a very tough and durable material. Okay, it's a waterproof material which can be easily cleaned. Okay, it's a good insulator. Okay, it can resist heat, electricity, and sound. So it's also used a lot as a soundproofing material. Okay, it's a non-inflammable and non-absorbent material. So it forms a very tough and hard surface, so that there is no moisture penetration and all. That's why it can be easily used as a waterproofing material. It is not attacked by acids and it's safe against vermins. What is vermin? Vermin, you might have heard that vermins attack clothes. These are basically pests, insects which destroy different materials. Okay, that's why this particular thing, since it's non-edible, it can be toxic, it cannot be damaged by any insect. It's resilient and reasonably elastic, right? That's why it can be easily spread on materials which can be slightly expanding or contracting. It has good enough elasticity and it will not crack. Okay, if it's not elastic, what will happen? When you use it on roads, the roads are subjected to heating whenever there is hot sun, and then evening the temperatures go again down by 7 to 8 degrees. So you need these kind of elastic properties to all the bituminous materials so that they heat and they contract, and when they heat and contract, there should be no cracks developed on the surface. The moment there is cracks developed, then the water will start seeping down. Now the top part of the road will not get affected. What will get affected is the bottom part. When you take a section of the road, below your gravel and bituminous material mixture, what is there? There will be soil. Soil will easily start getting deteriorated with moisture penetration. So that's the reason we need this particular hot mix or gravel and bituminous mix layer on top, so that we protect the below layers. We make it a water-bound layer right on top. Right? There should be no water penetration. Next, what are the application areas of asphalt? It's used in damp-proof course. Okay, then as waterproof layer for tanks, basements, swimming pools, etc. For preparing paints and roofing felts, and for constructing roads and pavement. These are the primary application areas. Now you can see this image here. I have just tried to get an image of what is roofing felt and where it is placed exactly. Can you see there is a wooden framework here? Now in our case we use a lot of RCC slabs, right? Now we have these RCC slabs, and on top these are called shingles. Shingles are nothing but something like our Mangalore tiles which are put right on top. Okay. So below the Mangalore tiles, now what has happened in Goa, it is mandatory to provide Mangalore tiles for at least certain percentage of roof. I think around 25% needs to be sloping, because the government wants to maintain that heritage look. Okay, so obviously also because ours is a heavy rainfall zone, so we don't want water to stand on the flat terraces. That's why we provide a part of our terrace as sloping, so that the water easily drains out. Now in such cases we provide on top these Mangalore tiles. Now below these Mangalore tiles, or below the shingles as it is called, SHINGLES, okay, these roofing felts are placed. What you can see here, the white color thing. Okay, This is placed over the deck slab, and over that your tiles are placed. Why? For many reasons. One is waterproofing, second is fireproofing, third is heat insulation. You don't want the heat from top to travel down. So there are a lot of course it adds to a little bit of cost, but in the long run the maintenance part is very well taken care. Because of this, as I told you already, when you make roofing fields out of bitumen or all such materials, in fact, all the materials which are used to make roofing fields, you can Google out what are roofing fields, okay? All the materials which are made to use roofing fields have very good absorbing properties, heat absorption or fire resistance properties, okay? So that's the reason they are used. Alright, next is classification. There is natural and there is residual asphalt. Then natural asphalt is again divided into lake and rock asphalt. Now why lake asphalt is because mainly it originated from the lakes of South America in some Trinidad and some other places. Okay, so that's the reason it's called lake asphalt, and it contains around 40 to 7% of the pure bitumen. Okay. The water content is around 30% and the rest are all impurities. Now then you take this original one and you refine it, okay, in a boiling tank, and where the water will evaporate, the impurities will be also collected because they come on top, okay, and these impurities are further on removed. Okay. And then this lake asphalt gets primarily used after all this entire process of removal of water and impurities. It gets finally used in roads and pavement construction. Okay, rock asphalt originates from Switzerland, France, some more countries. Okay, it contains around 10 to 15% of pure bitumen. Okay, the rest again is calcareous material. The rocks are put on the road surface after being crushed and heated, and the rock softens under the influence of heat. Okay. To the consistency of paste, and it consolidates on cooling. Okay, after this entire thing is done, then you pour this rock asphalt. Okay, and then this good after rolling, this asphalt can be used properly, meaning once this entire gravel is spread, then you pour this rock asphalt over it. Okay. Rock asphalt is also used in making the tiles, okay, making the paving shingles, roofing tiles and roofing sheets. Okay, and then there's something called residual asphalt. This is also called artificial asphalt. Okay, it's obtained by fractional distillation of crude petroleum oils with asphaltic base. Okay, after the fractional distillation, a solid substance is formed, and this solid substance is called residual asphalt. Okay, now what are the different types of asphalt? You have asphaltic concrete, you have bituminous macadam, okay, you have open graded asphalt, you have stone mastic asphalt, tank coat, and surface treatments. Okay, these are the different types of asphalt uses in our construction industry. Okay. Now, asphaltic concrete is a dense, continuously graded mixture of coarse and fine aggregates, mineral thinner, and bitumen produced in hot mixing plant. It's delivered and spread and compacted while hot. That's why it's called hot mixing. Then bituminous macadam, a road with graded aggregate and bituminous coating in which mechanical interlock of the aggregate particles contribute significantly to its strength. Then you have open graded asphalt, okay, an asphaltic mixture using aggregates containing only small amount of fine material, providing high percentage of air voids. Then you have stone mastic asphalt, a gap graded meaning a particular size will be missing. Okay, you have only certain particular sizes of aggregates. You don't have all the sizes of aggregates. Okay? Now, gap graded aggregates usually have higher voids ratio. Gap graded bearing coats with a high proportion of coarse aggregates contents which interlocks to form stone on stone skeleton to resist permanent deformations. Then next is stack coat. A thin layer of emulsified or cut back bitumen. What is cut back? What is emulsified? Cut back, I told you, is when you mix liquid. Okay, you add volatile liquids in it. That is called cut back. Okay, it's usually prepared. You can use turpentine, you can use spirits. Okay, and what is emulsion? Emulsion is produced by mixing asphalt with 50 to 60% of the water in presence of 1% of emulsifying agents. Okay, so when the water evaporates, emulsion breaks and it forms a waterproofing layer. This can be applied in cold condition. Okay, that is asphaltic emulsion. Then the last applications is surface treatments, which includes dressings and coats involving spraying of coatings of bitumen into the surface of wearing course. It can be spread as an emulsion, a cutback, or paving grade bitumen. Either a single or double coating of fine aggregates or stone chipping is applied. These treatments are applied to renovate and waterproof old roads that require maintenance. An example of such treatment is foxale, which is a coat of bitumen emulsion applied to existing surface to seal cracks as maintenance treatments. Okay, forms of asphalt. I should have covered this before the types. Okay. Let's cover this. What are the different forms? We have asphalt as asphaltic cement, which is prepared by blowing air through melted asphalt at high temperature. The asphalt is oxidized and resulting product is plastic in nature and it's highly resistant to varying climatic conditions. So this asphaltic cement will be used in flooring, roofing, waterproofing and filler expansion joints. Then you have emulsion. I told you how emulsion is formed with 50 to 60% of water and 1% of emulsifying agent. Then you have cutback asphalt, which is prepared in volatile solvents, and you have mastic asphalt. The mastic asphalt is produced by heating natural asphalt with sand and mineral fillers. Okay, so resulting product is voidless, impermeable mass. It's like a rock solid mass. Okay, hardening and melting point of mastic asphalt can be controlled during its manufacture. So, since you are adding sand and mineral fillers, you can slightly alter the hardening and melting points. It may be in a solid or semi-solid state, but when it's heated for a suitable temperature, it can be easily made flowy. Okay, you can easily spread it by hand float. You know this float I showed you when you studied paints. Okay, so you can use a hand float to mix this, and it is usually used for damp proofing and waterproofing. Okay, with this we are done with asphalt. The next bituminous material is tar. Okay. Tar is a black liquid with very high viscosity. It's classified as coal tar, mineral tar and wood tar. Now coal tar is heavy, black, strong smelling liquid. The variety of tar is prepared by heating coal in a closed iron vessel. Escaping gases are allowed to pass through. Coal tar gets deposited on these tubes and it's usually a byproduct during manufacturing of coal gases. Coal tar is used for making macadam roads. Okay, macadam roads meaning surface roads. Then it's used in preserving timber. Mineral tar is obtained by distilling the bituminous shales. It contains less volatile matter. And wood tar is a variety of tar obtained by distillation of pines and similar other resinous wood. Okay, it contains creosote oil, which can be obtained by further distillation of wood, and hence it possesses strong preservative property. However, wood creosote is not as good as coal tar creosote in preservation of timber. Okay, now since we have covered three different types of bituminous material, there can be a little bit of confusion on what is good, what is bad. So there is a comparative statement that is done here. Please copy this entire thing on your book. Okay, of course you're supposed to make notes on the other things also, but copy this. This is like a summary of the entire thing, what is good, what is bad. Okay, and you can clearly see these are the characteristic: adhesive power, carbon content, color, and compared with all the three materials.